Hello and welcome to this week's how-to, which is Trading 101, villager trading. It's a nice sunny day up here in How-To World, but we're actually heading under the sea today. I've built a whole new little area specifically to show you trading and enchanting in. So we'll get the minecart down along the bottom of the sea to the underwater dome. Look how nice it is. Okay, so what we're here for today is to do a little bit of trading with some villagers. I really like trading. I think it's one of the best ways you can get on in the game. If you're not that bothered about mining and things like that, if you just want to be able to get stuff and get on with the game, trading's the way of the future. So I've got some free roaming villagers down here, but what I've also got is a nice little market square with one of each type of villager nicely trapped, waiting for my buying pleasure. I'll show you how to trap them in here in just a little while. But first of all, let's just have a little look. We've got a farmer. This is the natural texture pack, so yours might look slightly different. But if you hover over them, it usually tells you, or you click L2, it'll tell you what they are. So this is a farmer. We've got a butcher, a librarian, a priest, and a blacksmith. They're the 5 main types of villager, and they all sell slightly different things. Although there is occasionally some overlap, like the butcher and the blacksmith sometimes sell exactly the same stuff. But on the whole, they sell different things. One thing that you should remember is that each farmer will eventually end up selling exactly the same things as every other farmer. But there is a little bit of leeway in what they offer and what price they offer first. So for example, this priest, he sells Eyes of Ender, okay, for 10 emeralds. If we go and look, I know I've got another priest somewhere. There he is. So that one's first trade is Eye of Ender. This one's first trade is Bottle of Enchanting. And then he sells Eye of Ender for 7 emeralds. So this priest actually might be a little bit better. He's got 2 bottles of enchanting for 1 emerald, and then he's selling Eye of Ender for 7 emeralds. So although they will end up selling the same things, the prices vary from individual to individual. And the order they offer items in varies from individual to individual. Now, trading itself. Hello, Mr. Librarian. Are you talking with your colleague? Yes, you are. Okay, trading itself then. Let's go back to basics. So the main form of currency in Minecraft is emeralds. Villagers will sell you things in return for emeralds, and they will buy things off you and give you emeralds in return. So, if we look at this farmer then, I've done quite a few trades with this farmer. If I scroll along, you can see I've unlocked quite a lot of trades. And what I mean by unlocked is, if I go to someone I haven't traded with yet, like this librarian, his first trade, he will give me 1 emerald in return for 33 things of paper, which is quite a nice one to have, because paper's really easy to get. You just go and harvest some sugarcane, and then you sort it. So if I trade with him 2 or 3 times, so I'll sell him 3 lots of paper, and then I just look at him, you'll see he gets those pink spangles, which means he likes me, and he's sort of like, I'm building reputation with him. If I click on him again, he hasn't quite unlocked the next trade yet, so I'll just trade again. Wait for him to think about it. Pink spangles. Okay, he's been a hard ass, so I would have to go away and get some more paper, which I'll do via the creative menu, because I'm a dirty rotten cheat. Let's talk to him again. Let's just sell him a little bit more paper. Let him think about it. Thinking. There we go, he's unlocked the next trade. So that's what I'm talking about when I say unlocking trades. Letting you buy the next thing along in his stock. So in this case it's a bookshelf, so he will sell me a bookshelf for 3 emeralds, which is actually a pretty good deal. If you reckon up the amount of time it would take you to go and get all the paper, go and get all the leather, go and get all the wood, make the bookshelves. 3 emeralds, I would only need to trade him a stack of paper really to get a bookshelf. So that's actually a pretty good deal. So again, what you would do is you would buy a couple of them, let them think about it, build some reputation. Let them think about it. And there he's unlocked the next thing, which is a name tag. Okay, that's 21 emeralds, so you might have to do quite a lot of trading to then unlock the next one. That's quite a nice thing to be able to have, because name tags are pretty rare out in the wild. So if this was a survival game, rather than waiting until you find a dungeon and hoping you would find a name tag, the librarian will sell you one for 21 emeralds. Now you might be saying, but Claire, that's a lot of paper to go and harvest in order to get 21 emeralds to get a name tag. Haha! This is where, if you just gather and harvest as you go around, things get easier. Because this farmers are awesome to sell things to. This farmer will give you emeralds in return for white wool. He'll give you emeralds in return for wheat. So if I just give him some wheat. Let's have a look. There are some pointless trades which you kind of hope you get early on so you can get out the way, like this one. He will give me 5 flint for giving him 10 gravel and an emerald. Now you'll know yourself, if you dig in gravel you're going to find flint anyway. So that always amuses me as the most pointless trade ever. But what I'm saying about getting them early on is he will always sell out of the last trade at some point. So you'll always get to a point where that's the last thing you'll ever offer. I don't think cookies is it in this instance, but it will happen occasionally. And the other thing that will happen is he will get to full capacity on stock of some items. So if I get rid of all of that and I try and make him buy, let's say 5 stacks of wheat, we'll go for 5 stacks of wheat. So I'm going to just try keep selling him wheat. There you go. So wheat's now disappeared. He's full to capacity with wheat. So he won't buy anymore. Now what you could do is you could go away for 5 minutes, come back and hope that he'll buy some more. But in most cases, if he's full to capacity, he's not going to buy anymore for a significant amount of time. Now you can sort of force him to buy more wheat by going to the very last item he offers, buying one of them, and then backing out and just letting him think about it for a minute. It has the added bonus of building reputation every time you do that. And then when you go back in, he should have unlocked wheat again. He's ready to buy more wheat. So if you think about it in terms of the last thing on his bar is his most valuable item in his head. So if he stops buying stuff, if you buy one of his most valuable item, which is the one on the end always, and then come away, he'll like the fact that you've bought that, and he'll unlock the other trades for you again. And there's wheat again. So if you do have a lot of wheat or a lot of wool, XYZ, then what you really want is you want the trade on the end to be something that's relatively painless. So in this case, that's a perfect last trade, because A, you get delicious, delicious cookies, and B, it only costs 1 emerald. The problem you have is when you've got something like this librarian friend, whose last item costs 21 emeralds. So if you're wanting to sell him lots of paper, then every time he stops buying paper, you would have to buy a name tag for 21 emeralds until you can unlock the next item. So really, in the ideal world, you want the last item to be something really cheap. Oh, look, this butcher's offering leather pants. Butchers are another good one to have. Farmers and butchers are the perfect ones to sell stuff to, because you saw the farmer buys wool, wheat, the librarian buys paper, the butcher buys raw beef, coal quite frequently, and raw pork, and raw chicken, and things like that. So as you're sort of going around hacking and slashing stuff, if you've got a massive surplus of raw meat, come and sell it to your butcher just for an extra few emeralds. So I'm just going to buy a couple of pairs of leather pants, and we'll see what he offers next. Ooh, reputation-y, reputation-y. Ooh, leather boots for the same price. So it's not, I mean, the butcher doesn't sell the greatest stuff in terms of armour. He'll sell you some leather stuff, but what he does sell quite frequently, eventually, is saddles, which again, like the name tags, you don't see a lot of out in the wild. So it's good to have that as an option. Let me just buy a couple more pairs of boots. Okay, so what have we talked about? We've talked about the farmer. I didn't talk about what the farmer sells, did I really? But you can kind of see here, the farmer will sell flint and steel, they'll sell bread, they'll sell arrows, shears, watermelons, cookies, stuff like that, foodie sort of stuff. well, stuff you would expect a farmer to have. Apart from arrows, for some reason. I never associate farmers with arrows. Unless they're pulling them out of the sheep or something. I don't know. Butchers will offer you cooked meat at some point. They'll offer you leather armour. They'll offer you saddles. Librarians are tricksy. They will buy, quite frequently, paper books. Sometimes they buy bookshelves. They will also sell bookshelves. They'll sell name tags. They will sell glass for some reason. I don't know why librarians like glass, but they'll sell glass. They'll sell enchanting books as well sometimes. Priesticles! Now priesticles are quite good because there's a couple of things that they sell. They sell redstone, which is really annoying, and they quite frequently want gold. I wonder where the other priest went. I wonder if he's up on the balcony. Anyway, let's clear my thing. Rather than looking for that other priest, we'll just stock up on some emeralds and we'll see what we can get. Eyes of Ender. I love the fact that Priest sells Eyes of Ender, because I suck at hunting Endermen. I can't ever find them, and then when I do find them, I invariably die, and then I get frustrated, and then it all starts again. So the fact that you can come to a priest and get Eyes of Ender is amazing. Now, see, here's an annoying trade. He is going to give me 1 emerald in return for 9 gold ingots, which is not a good deal. But I'm going to have to get past it in order to get... Where are we? In order to get the next trades. So if I just grab some gold out, I'll do 2 trades. My little technique for this is if you trade with them twice, and then give them a minute to think about it, chances are, quite a lot of the time, they'll unlock the next one for you, until you start getting to the higher level trades. The more trades they've unlocked, the more it'll take to unlock the next one. Iron chestplate, so he wants an iron chestplate and 4 emeralds, and in return for that, he'll put an enchantment on it. You get that quite a lot. With the priests, they will offer to enchant stuff if you already own it, and give them a little bit of emerald for their trouble. They will enchant something for you. So that's an iron chestplate, which I don't have. But, ooh, this blacksmith buys coal as well. So, you've got 2 possible sources for coal here, which is quite handy, because as you know, coal appears very quickly. Builds up in massive stacks if you start building coal, mining coal. So the butcher will buy 20 coal for 1 emerald. The blacksmith will buy 16 coal for 1 emerald, so that's a bit exchange rate. So obviously I'm going to sell all of my coal to the blacksmith. So I'll trade him a couple and wait to see if he knocks. Yes, he has. Oh, lovely. And his first real thing off the bat is a diamond pickaxe for 10 emeralds. I mean, that's brilliant. So I will buy that diamond pickaxe, thank you, Mr. Blacksmith. You'll find blacksmiths buy things like coal, raw materials, and they will sell you things like tools, weapons, armour, good stuff like that. There you go, diamond sword. So for the sake of 2 things of coal and buying 1 diamond pickaxe, I can now come straight to the blacksmith and get a diamond pickaxe or a diamond sword for relatively little expense. And I can continue selling him all my coal as well. So let him just think about that. I'll have another diamond sword, thank you. Oh, we've gone down to an iron shovel, which is still useful. But if we keep buying, if we keep unlocking, we'll get to good armour, we'll get some more good weapons out of him. So basically, trading with your villagers is all about that process of unlocking things. You find the villagers that offer you the best trades, you sell your stuff, you buy other stuff, you stack up emeralds, you mine emeralds. Yeah, it's a whole sort of like little trading ecosystem. What I just want to show you quickly as well is if I get rid of all of that, and let me get out, if you've watched Repopulating Villages, you'll know where I'm going with this next bit. But I just want to show you how I get them into a market square formation. So you can build this anywhere you want, but I would recommend somewhere near your village. Otherwise you're going to have to move them massive distances. And the key to it is you need something 1 block high all the way around the ground. So you can either put a full block in, or you can do what I did and put a slab half a block up. So you need something 1 block off the ground. The gap that you leave for them in the middle, I've only left 1 by 1 in this just because I'm quite tight for space. But it can be anything up to 3 by 3, that gap in the middle. Anything bigger than 3 by 3, you're going to struggle to reach your villager. If you decide to stand at the back, you won't be able to get to him to trade. So anything from 1 little solitary square to 3 by 3 is fine. Put a row of blocks all the way around it, or a row of slabs half a block up, and then build up the back and the sides. So these ones I've left open at the back and just put a chest in, but you can brick the whole back up and then decorate it with item frames or pictures or whatever. But your back wants to be 3 high in total. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you need to build a roof out that is a slab roof and it's level with the top of that top block. So what you want basically is you want 1 slab at the bottom, 1 block at the bottom. You want a block and a half height, and then you want a slab over the top. And that slab needs to cover definitely where the village is going to stand. But if you're out in the world, rather than in a protected bit like this, it also needs to overhang this front bench bit. And it's fine to have this in an open area. You can put it in an open area, because once you put your slabs in at the top, like so, zombies can't get to them at all. They can't reach over 1 block's width, so they can't get in from this side. They can't jump on the bench to get them from above. So your villager there is perfectly safe from zombie attack, and you can still get to them to trade with them. So that's how you would do it out in the world. What I just want to show you quickly is how to get them in. So first of all, I'm just going to get him out. So ignore this bit. This is just me trying to extricate my villager. But luckily, there we go. That was relatively painless. Now I just need to get him out of there. There we go. Okay, so if I put all of that back. So what I've done there is I've built my little villager trading station that I want him to be in. I push him into a minecart, or push a minecart into him, wherever he happens to be, and build the railway, back into his little bit where I want him to stand. All the way to the back, like that. And then I build the infrastructure, so I put the roof back in, and I put 1 little slab just on top of where he's going to be. It's important that this is a slab really, so you can see round it and under it. And then all you're going to do is you're going to push him into his little thing, take out the rail track behind him. Before you take him out of the minecart, just pop another slab up at the top there so he can't jump out while you're getting it. Then you're free to mine the rail car and the railway out from under him. Pop a slab back level with the normal bench, and then take out the 2 contingency ones you put in. And there is your villager, happy in his little, well, happy for a given value of happy, in his little market stall, and there are all your villagers ready to trade with. So that, peoply poos, is trading. That's it for this episode. That was Minecraft How To. I'm Claire for the Angels. If you liked this video, please like, share and comment. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr or Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching!